with Harry and Hugo.
Oh yes, and we're going to be starting things off much like we did there here on Mirage. This one's been a strugglesome map for FURIA as of late by their own admission. Yakindar even speaking in interviews saying that they're lacking the confidence on it, that they've come close but have been unable to break through. This is meant to be one of the home ground maps for NAVI, and so a chance for them to start this series off strong perhaps.
I'd certainly hope so. Home ground, as JL says. Vintage NAVI, do we get that today? It's a bit of a B-pop. Serato given a second chance up in the window, but gonna have to drop off as NAVI come charging.
Rotates are on their way, but they're pretty slow to arrive. A third player in tow, that's about it. The other two well out of the picture, and with Fallen dinked straight away, you already feel like you've lost this pistol round. Smoke now in at the door, and yeah, that will seal their fate. This one just slips by. FURIA never even with a proper chance to play once that B site crumbled.
NAVI did a great job of just icing out Molodoi, making him irrelevant in that major playoff match. A team you know that comes in prepared, does their homework. And only down in this lower bracket because of Donk, the one player they just can't figure out, can't solve, but my eyes today are going to be on Molodoi to see if he can... Oh my god, he a sick movement, hit the hop through the window. As I was saying, you know, can Molodoi find his form that he shows against so many squads? Even in losses for FURIA, it feels like Molodoi is often the reliable piece. Can he do that against a NAVI who have a recent victory over them? A victory that shocked many, as NAVI often are underrated in the major playoffs. And with a few days to prepare, we're able to stun in Budapest.
I think as well, NAVI heading into that major had a bit of a benefit in the sense of they got to kind of quietly work in the background. You know, they weren't quite the title contending squad that went on to win the major. Far from it, in fact. And so, you know, there were kind of bigger threats that teams were focused on heading into that one. And FURIA actually being one of those teams.
I'm pretty sure they're the odds favorite in the playoffs. But, you know, Blade always says, oh, wait till the major. You know, we're waiting for the major. We'll be ready for the major. And NAVI really always do seem to warm into it at the right time. However, this is a dawn of a new season, a new year. Coming back from the hangover that was Budapest. Trying to put your best foot forward here to start 2026. Uh-oh.
How did Serato just kill him?
Must have been a grenade for the con smoke. Couldn't tell you. It's crazy that this is a lower bracket game though, right? Because FURIA came in slow to this tournament as well. We talk about that hangover. You know, they fell to FUT in the opening game of all teams. A FUT who tested G2. Hunter had big praise for them. But FURIA managed to come back against the Mongols. And NAVI, who, you know, I'm high on NAVI coming into this event because they beat Paravision off the top of their incredible run at Bounty. And yeah, okay, they got outclassed by Spirit, but that's not new. And so with this win already being in recent history, like NAVI are feeling like this lower bracket is all theirs, right? NAVI, FURIA, FUT, Astralis. It feels like a NAVI coded kind of side.
You know, I think both of these teams are telling themselves this is the stiffest competition they're going to have.
This is the playoff game.
And sure, nothing, you know, you can take nothing for granted. But this is meant to be, just going off of ranking, the toughest match that you're going to have.
Bit's got the MP5. I'm judging. Molodoi back in spawn with the scout, and NAVI are clamoring for an A hit.
Not what FURIA want them to do. They're stacked up over towards this B site.
You know what? Maybe they changed their mind. Maybe, just maybe. In through middle.
Even the ability to funnel some extra players. I mean, it's Yuri with the FAMAS over towards short. He could look to be involved in this with them taking middle, and you can see with that window smoke in, he's immediately a little bit interested in what mid has in store. Now has a teammate alongside him. Fallen going to throw Yuri up onto the boost, trying to strike with a good timing. Just misses it, catches that last man as he tries to move in through connector. That forces NAVI forward. There's no turning around here. They've got to follow through. The nade knocking out Makazi. Wonderful in IEM. They've got 25 seconds to try and piece this one together, and they might have found their golden ticket, a way out towards CT.
He just ran to B like it's nobody's business and nobody's home. 15 seconds, wonderful. If he could even get one kill, it would be a shock in this position. Tucked in with the AK, they know where he is. Fallen pre-fires, 3-on-1. IEM in the clutch. That smoke is a big problem.
With two players there, you have to make this awkward decision. Do you wait for that or do you change direction? Oh, he's missed the jump. Fallen's the only guy facing right now. You're very strung out. It's all a bit disjointed. Serato has made it up on a short in time and will get there to save the day.
Okay, Serato kills himself, kills Fallen, still gets the round.
That's all well and good though. They're flooding down. IEM in the clutch. You know, the last thing you want to do is kind of let him get the ball rolling. They were all feeling a little bit nervous with Molodoi missing the jump onto short. Serato, the pressure was on. He had to not mess up his movement, because if they're both late, you give that 3v1 away.
Yeah, still a very scary situation when you put IEM in a site like that, in a post spawn, able to pick his position, lots of time. And FURIA have to get the kill instantly. If IEM buys just a couple more seconds, that's his round. Peeking into all three. Wonderful T-side AWP. Struggled to get involved on the T-side of Mirage against Spirit, but Molodoi doesn't have to wait long to wield his either. IEM runs right into the crosshair. Mid lost by NAVI. Relying on the sight hit. NAVI fine to call it off. Oh, yeah, I know the smoke. I think. And he did.
Serato still has a nade. He's kept that just to be able to break this open.
Too soon. Nothing seen. This is the A play.
Nice bit of misdirection with that smoke at least. And with mid being dark for FURIA, Yakindar's actually going to get a bit curious about ramp. Ends up in no man's land. Makazi able to pincer. Now you look on at Serato. Does he have it in him? There's still a very late mid lurk from Alexi.
Ooh.
Good catch for Fallen and Serato in tandem. Alexi was only supposed to get activated once his team had crossed on in. Ends up as just one piece far removed, not involved, and that one slides on by. FURIA competitive from the get-go. They're dealt a tricky round there and able to navigate it well.
Yeah, nothing worse than being a lurk and your team just get completely destroyed. You're just stuck looking, lost in middle. But if they can get one more entry, Alexi can activate, shoot a player in the side of the head, open up a bomb plant, smoke spam, unfortunate. Out of NAVI's hand in that round. So just to save Galil. FURIA warm in early to this game.
Just such a big random spam from Fallen, man. Like, if that kill doesn't come in, if the bomb's planted, Alexi's allowed to play. That had all the makings, you know, strong positions for NAVI. Very intentional late mid lurk, but ends up accomplishing nothing. Alexi with the saved gun. We'll get a trade at least.
Yeah, but you kind of get so much info. He puts damage on Alexi. There's no guns to pick up just yet. So Navi making anything of this feels unlikely with Molodoy's AWP in the connector. He's got cover from a rifle as well. Boost up. Molodoy waits and he hits a nice succinct flick. Looking for one more. And with 2 players in connector, FURIA don't shy away from the fight. They move back in for another. Bit Deeg. Molodoy waiting. Ooh, lovely shot. Surely not. Bit 1v2 in the connector. Molodoy says no. Has had enough. 3 alive again. FURIA continue to profit on this CT side.
We say this has been a strugglesome map for FURIA, especially at the tail end of the year. Wasn't always like that. Used to feel one of the very solid maps for this FURIA squad, and you've caught them right as they're trying to regain their confidence on Mirage. I think it's important for NAVI that they're able to start to put the hurt on FURIA a little bit. You want them in their heads. You want them kind of doubting themselves here. You want that feeling. The Mirage just ain't their map anymore, seeping in. You don't want FURIA feeling like this could be the time it all lines up on Mirage.
Well, the 5 loss streak for FURIA was started by NAVI back at that major. So they look to return to their winning ways. Alexi will see the feet here. Oh, Yuri just getting peppered and they rush him down. No nades come in. Alexi falls off the perch, so they just have to go. It's Molodoy alone in an essential 1v4 in this bomb site. Fallen's fighting a guy on the other side of the map. Navi were waiting for him to go. He fails. So inward and onward into this A site. Molodoy denied by the utility. Bomb down. Surely not.
No one would want to give this a go, but Molodoy, he's not like most players going to hang around here out towards the spawn. Still really searching for that kill that would bring him in with a chance. Knows that once he gets the ball rolling, he's a very hard player to stop. When you just don't get given the opportunities to fire that AWP, it kind of makes the mind up for you.
And as you mentioned, this wasn't always a map FURIA struggled on. It's a map they had great success on, you know, on their early run in the season. But it's also the map that Fallen noticed Molodoy on. He said back a while ago he played against Amcal in Prac, and Molodoy was pulling off some crazy shots in the connector with the AWP on T side, jumping up the box, picking Palace, picking short, picking triple in all one smooth motion. And Fallen said he just had that feeling. He knew that this guy was either cheating or insanely good. And so, safe to say, Molodoy is home on Mirage. Is he home against NAVI? That's still the question. 6-0 on Molodoy after 6 rounds of play. This guy hasn't died.
Like NAVI, always a frustrating team to go about this mid-control against. They really don't mind showing that they're taking it, only to then leave it entirely. And it kind of forces the CTs to sink resources into clearing a dead position. Here, they wanted to go and rejoin Bit. Well, Molodoy might have just thrown a spanner in the works with that kill there. 5v4 for FURIA. And NAVI grinds to a halt. This is where giving up that mid control leaves them with no other option to continue battling, sticking to their guns on this play into A.
Oh, he can get out. That's crazy. Molodoi still needs to hit something here. Stuck in on the ramp. Yuri survives and he drives on top of the balcony, bailing Molodoi out for one more shot. Ollie goes nowhere. Molodoi gets in their face. This orb putting on a highlight for FURIA. Much needed. After save and save again, FURIA look to succeed. Wait a second, Makazi not to be. 4 kills for Molodoi. He is 10-0. This guy won't stop taking pot shots at NAVI.
I mean, your alarm bell should certainly be ringing right now. The idea that this is the game you're getting out of Molodoi. 10-0. 4K ramp hold. And Molly that just falls shy of the mark, allowing him room to reposition. You missed your chance to punish, and you don't get second chances when you're up against the Molodoi AWP.
Oh, Outie here. Doesn't even spam the smoke. Ema couldn't pick a target in time. Queserato finally. But FURIA can just evade. They've taken the advantage. Offering mid up. Bit tagged. There is no rest here for NAVI as Yuri continues to get aggressive. The player trapped in the palace. Bit stays unnumbered. Easy kill. 4v2. Fallen the one way in, alone at this B site. He is just buying so much time.
Oh, Alexi got the spot. Has to go clear Fallen manual mode. In the sight on his lonesome, Fallen gets offered up as sacrifice, and Makazi's even going to ring out with another. Don't tell me this is how NAVI bring themselves back into the game. Molodoi handed his first death as Yuri's now left the only man still standing for FURIA in what was supposed to be their round. Gonna play it forward, clutching at straws, hoping that Yuri can find something to kickstart this clutch, and it won't happen. NAVI turn around at 2v4.
No business. And yeah, I said Fallen was buying time. It looked perfect. It looked great, but he bought too much.
Yeah.
His team were there. They weren't even...
No one else was budging. No one else was moving.
They didn't want to take a fight. Eventually, the professor had to get involved. And NAVI come to him. They punished 3 kills from Alexi B. Molodoi's first death.
Come on, man. Nice, bro.
Disastrous round to lose for FURIA. It was all going so well. They caused chaos in middle. The advantage taken. And all the information they could want. Still, NAVI find a way.
You don't love how you ended up in that position in the first place, but you can't argue with the results. And, you know, the huge turnaround for Alexia Makazi has a lot to try and inspire you a little bit early on, that even from these back foot scenarios, you can still find a way. FURIA aren't some infallible team. They are capable of making mistakes, and it's on to NAVI to capitalize upon them. There's a number of things making this map interesting already. Even thinking back to that major head-to-head between these squads, if you remember, Molodoi was a non-factor in that series. Maybe got swallowed up by the momentum of the... by the kind of scale of the occasion. The idea as well that FURIA were favorites in those playoffs. Molodoi was not his usual self. not what you've come to expect. Had some majors really being where he's had some of these flubbed lines, some of these flubbed games.
Yeah, 2 major playoffs back-to-back, right, for Rookie of the Year.
And
his worst performance on the big stage. I mean, it was against Payne in Austin, remember? That was a shocking quarterfinal to lose.
And, you know, he was a non-factor versus NAVI too. The difference today is that is not the case. 10-1. It's maybe the Molodoi NAVI were prepared for, but not the Molodoi they've necessarily felt yet in these high-consequence games.
And I think Fallen has also had some incredible moments recently individually. I don't know what it is at the moment, Harry, but the in-game leaders, the old boys, seem to be putting in the work. Just came off of a great Carrigan and Materis match. Fallen has been pretty reliable. Maja has had a huge uptick as well, beating Maus today with a great game. It's Alexi's triple to find NAVI their 4th round. We're back in. Round number 9, and broken economy here for FURIA. They pinch pennies and have an AWP and an M4. Trying to make it work.
Fake util over there at A. FURIA don't bite down on it. They've got a 3-man B stack right now, and it's not budging. Double kill from Queserato over on short. They know they've thwarted whatever the plan was for NAVI. So now with the B split called very much into question, mid control going to fall into the remit of Wonderful. As once again, NAVI are left hoping that at quite the disadvantage they can claw back around. If they hadn't literally just done it, I'll tell you that FURIA should have this all day long.
Doesn't seem like they want to give this up though. Very passive positions, arming their pistols. Yakinda hoping for an overplay. At 40 seconds, bit controlling windows only valuable if that's where Yakinda wants to retake from, but oh, the first mistake.
All right. Bit of an overextension from Fallen. Just wanted info, just wanted a glance, and sometimes it's those glances that cost you. Backstab for Yakinda will alleviate some, but not all of this pressure. NAVI still have a foothold. It's the player in Palace that really should serve as the fail-safe here. Makazi might think he's got some room to try and get this bomb planted, and that is not the case. What about if he just takes it? Molodoi, is he just going to swing this out from the spawn? Yes, he will. Playing with confidence, never lets it get tricky, never lets that bomb go down. FURIA see this one through.
If it's a fake and Molodoi dies, we call it a mistake. But because it's not, it is the perfect remedy to stopping that clutch from coming up. Not allowed. Too little time. Feeling flustered. And Molodoi a quick reposition after taking down his teammate in the window. That's a low economy win for FURIA. They were forcing with just a couple of guns. Now it's NAVI in an even more dire position. Tech9's and Deagle trying to smash this B site.
All pistols go. Flashes to try and bring them in. Fallen can't control it. Yakinda can, as he cleans house from the bench side. Yakinda on for the ace. Fallen might have not been able to contain himself at the pistols rushing him down, but with a safe pair of hands there alongside him, Yakinda locks it in. And how can they not hype you up?
Sid's really getting into it.
If that was, you know, just up against the pistols and everyone else is still alive, might not even be that excited. Sure, it's a cool ace. The idea that Fallen dies and you are the only B-site player left, this is a high-impact ace at that. Stops the spillover, keeps this scoreline pretty for FURIA. Marek showing up with a point to prove on Mirage.
Yeah, and NAVI went from neck and neck to now just getting drowned in this T side. Got to take an eco, give away the half lead, and relying on a final buy to stay competitive on their map pick. And Fallen, he's had some misses on this B bomb site. This one should be easy. Jumps heard. Ema very deep. Oh dear, Fallen survives. No one dig. Fallen with a chance.
Chooses to hang around up close. And this time, Fallen is up for the task. No sweat on this behold. FURIA have gone on to win out the half here. 7 rounds secured, 3-round streak. And one final buy for NAVI to try and stop them from really leaving themselves in a good spot here on Mirage.
13-1 on Molodoi, just a fantastic game out of him. And yeah, Blade timeout to punctuate the final round of this T side. NAVI need this. Would feel like a wasted effort. This is a map they won 13-5 at the major. And it was off the back of an 8-round opening T side. Very different game here. And a different pressure too. It's not about legacy in an arena. Not yet, at least. It's about surviving this lower bracket.
I mean, you know, when we say Molodoi didn't show up back at the major, he's already out-fragging his Mirage performance handily here. From that opening map of the head-to-head in the playoffs.
He's just been everywhere, hasn't he? Case in point, ladder jump, holding that top mid swing. B hit, and FURIA don't believe it. They have nobody home.
Oh, Molodoi. They hit tab, they see he's still alive, and now they figure out where he is. He's 14-1. The problem just keeps getting worse. Backstab here, should be able to deal with him. Alexi's missed the opportunity, and there's Keserato bailing him out.
Big whiff.
3-on-3. And the big threat, the big man, is still alive over here on short.
Put him up.
I'll put him in the boost. Because of course you do. You've got so much faith in this guy. It was his addition that really looked to unlock this team. And Molodoi finally brought to his knees, but it won't be enough. FURIA go on to secure a handy CT side, and with Molodoi hitting this hard, the big what if from the major could get answered. Map 1 of this series.
They say revenge is best served cold, but FURIA come in hot and heavy here into this first map. 8 rounds on the CT side, running away with Mirage, NAVI's go-to, and their pick in this series. No playoffs just yet for either of these squads. They got to earn it through a lower bracket run. 2 matches away, FURIA pushing first.
Eyes set over towards B. Wonderful will be the one entrusted with the apartments. Haven't really had to talk about him all too much, but you'd love him to show up here, right place on those dual Berettas, and he'll put them to work. Churns through FURIA, and still has a bit more left in him. Onto the Glock now, teed up with a flashbang. He decides not to take it. He's done his part in the round. 3 kills found. He knows that for FURIA, the big mistake would be giving anything to him, anything away. Molodoy's still alive in this 2v5 attempt. They're trying so hard to bait the swing out of Wonderful. They know he's still here. Yuri gives chase and will get past him.
Why am I scared?
Can't let that 3K be in vain, Navi. You've got to lock this one in if you want to recover on the half.
They get to go back. Even if they just recommit a little later, they're sowing doubt here for NAVI. And round the world with the bomb, Molodoy on a mad one, 15-2. Why not squeeze all you can out of this pistol round? Only 1 player on A. Yuri's going to recommit to this B side to really sell this fake for Molodoy. More damage. Alexi trying to get info. And Bit in a 1v1 meanwhile.
Question is just if Molodoy's prepared for Bit here.
That's
He's
crazy.
playing this really well. You would not expect this angle. Ooh, there's the chase, and thank goodness Bit's able to find it. Yuri now has to die, and they'll do him that service. Makazi there to shut him down. An attempt from FURIA, but not meant to be, and we end up talking about Wonderful there, nailing them on the dual Berettas.
Yeah, just irrelevant in the first half of this game, as it can often be when NAVI are losing, right? He's not exactly set up to succeed, doesn't really have any AWPs to talk about on a T side, but maybe we get a little bit more in the second half. Big pistol to kick it off. Eco for FURIA. Molodoy awaits a mistake, but Alexi probably going to smoke this as soon as he gets contact, blocking any hope here for FURIA.
Oh, he hears the jump. He knows they're playing this for the jump spot, and so going to try and collect a kill onto Alexi when he plays for the info.
Oh,
there it is! That's what Molodoy wanted! Only needed that 1 footstep, that 1 jump being heard.
so annoying.
And Molodoy's round was decided. Now there's been aggression from Ema in the downtime, pushed all the way into top mid, knows better than to hang around and risk getting flooded by these pistols.
Hit the dink.
They've entrusted Queserato with the deagle now. Let's see if he's able to replicate what Molodoy did. They try and tee him up. Well managed the first. Bomb hasn't crossed in yet. Still up here on the back of Queserato. Tries to throw it down into the site, and that move gets him punished.
It's good eco. Porter Deagle, 2 kills. Take some guns away from NAVI. Alexi knows he was duked there. Molodoy using the sound cues to pre-aim the headshot. So FURIA, the gap is closing, but it doesn't need to continue. Fought by coming in. 10 rifles. Nine rifles.
Well, NAVI love to make it look like they're fighting mid in these T sides, only to go back. FURIA looking like they might do much the same after that initial skirmish. When you get out with the 5v4, they decide to do nothing with this space, just leaving your Kindar here to late lurk it. But they're able just to swing out every now and again, go for these little jiggles and see that NAVI don't exactly own mid and that it's far from comfortable. They didn't retake the space. You know that NAVI are going to be looking over their shoulders every step of this 4v5. They're already out on A. And all the while, K-Serato's lurking through B.
Yeah, slow down then. Don't commit
They
with
don't
that
even have to
bomb.
commit to this because K-Serato's kept the porch light on. And they're bringing that bomb home towards the B site.
Look at Yuri. They're retaking A. They might even clear him, but he's ready. Shadow gives him an easy kill. That just swings for the hills. Bomb is going down in the B site soon, and Bit doesn't even realize till it's too late. FURIA suffering from success.
Yeah, they could have planted either bomb site, really. Choose the path of least resistance by bringing it back to B, but never had to. They dominated either end of the map. And so lead maintained, and money starting to get called into question for NAVI very early in the second half. So this series as a whole, I mean, it's supposed to be a bit of a gimme for NAVI. The idea that FURIA even have their own doubts of their own abilities on this map. The verifiable streak that has gone against them, and the fact that NAVI for the longest time have looked to call Mirage a home.
And even the fact that FURIA came into this event cold, NAVI came in hot, you know, taking down Paravision day one. So NAVI definitely had a better start to this event, but it could be a pretty sour finish today. Still early days. Inferno and Dust remain. As NAVI try to cling on to Mirage. FURIA might just rip it from their grasp. There is one round away from a full eco here for NAVI. Molodoi is just on a tear. 17-5. NAVI really trying to get those rifles involved.
Another catch for your Kindar out here in mid. And even this is starting to make you a little nervous, right? IEM usually a very reliable piece of this NAVI squad. Well, he's been bested a couple of rounds now on his attempt to be involved in these mid fights. And this round is already written off. NAVI don't like what they see. They consider it not worth the risk. And so they'll forego a 10th to FURIA, really letting them pull ahead on this T side with the hope that this force can do something in the next.
It's a respectable save. But NAVI need an answer. They might need a timeout from Blade.
I think also FURIA well aware of why you're trying to save and what you're trying to save. They've got every reason to go and give this a bit of a look in. There's no worse feeling than writing a round off this early, committing to the save, and still not getting out with everything. It's very important that these guns stay in play if NAVI want to remain competitive. FURIA right here. And they won't decide to see it through.
Surprised they give nothing to that chase.
Terrorists win.
Preserving their own economy and allowing NAVI to play these couple of guns in the next. And there is that timeout. Any lip readers? Let us know. Stern faces for NAVI, smiles all round on FURIA, 4-round lead. And momentum all game long.
FURIA are a very scary team to play when they're fielding the advantage. Fallen really knowing how to manipulate the pace of these games, getting his opponent's head a little bit. extremely tenured captain. And he knows that FURIA hold all the cards right now. Getting a call from the front like this and riding the high momentum on 3 of your star players. You know, you're getting solid performances right now out of Molodoy, who was lights out in the first half. Only died twice in the entire first 12 rounds of play, the second one being in that final round. But also Yakindar and Keserato have really started to implement a bit of a stranglehold wherever that duo's look to go. So everything feels like it's falling into place for FURIA. Now, they've said this themselves. They've had a couple of close games here on Mirage where they've nearly broken this curse, broken this streak. They don't want this one to be close. They want to end that streak of losses here and now and do it versus the team that sent them down this path to ruin in the first place.
Fury can't die on the round, falls apart here for FURIA. They have no bomb control. NAVI won't realize, but that bomb is right down ramp. Yakinda entry speed. This might make NAVI panic and rotate. That's what FURIA are hoping for. Smoke shot from Makazi cannot be counted for. Picking up the bomb is Fallen back in spawn. Yakinda still holding his B site. Do they really split up in this moment? Fallen would have to go back through the danger. So he hears the call from Yakinda to Cat. Fallen takes the bomb A, looks for the clutch. He'll need to. Yakinda been felled. Fallen 1v2.
Seen a Fallen clutch in this position before. Last time, though, it was with the big green. Let's see what he's capable of on the rifle. Gets the spot on a comm player.
Well, they spot him.
Bit is also there alongside Makazi. And when you see them that far back in con, Fallen goes and takes CT, now aware that he's got a bit of breathing room here. Doesn't have to look over his shoulder because he's cleared it deep. Will the cover be there? Doesn't bite down on the first tap of the bomb, and Fallen mega minding this. They hold him down, bit with the cover. There's no time. Oh, there is. They're on it. They've got it. NAVI ice him out of the clutch.
Yeah, 10 seconds stick the whole way. They were on it from the get-go. So
Okay.
Fallen, yeah, if he wins that first fight, that's his round. He can toy with his opponent. This was...
That's a round-defining kill right
I won
there.
the round, really, because they had a short player
You
split.
had no idea you were getting it, but...
That would have let Fallen join up with Yakinda in B. Yakinda wouldn't have been traded so easily.
Be clear.
Disaster strikes here for FURIA.
Wonderful also gets to don his AWP, as does Molodoy. And he'll put it to work. They clash out there in middle. Wonderful wins the head-to-head.
This will be a huge round for NAVI to find. They've been struggling on the gun rounds this game. 4 of their 7 rounds coming from pistols and conversions. Won both pistols, converted them as well. They won 2 gun rounds, and then that saved M4 in the previous. So NAVI trying to level up late in the game, trying to make this one just close for FURIA. Keserato's got the AWP, but Makazi doesn't need to give him the fight. 5v4, NAVI, keep it tight.
Just got to resist that temptation to go for this swing. I'll be very measured, though.
School of Blade. He's paying attention. Great grenade. But they're not going B.
Grouping up in the connector. FURIA gonna come walking through this smoke. Time is very, very low. Keserato able to open up on that AWP. Backstab for Yakindar's well timed. It's been over at the ramp. Gotta have a heroic last stand here, and he can't stop the spillover. Keserato donning the Molodoy AWP, making it sing with a double, and that perfectly timed flank in through the window out of Yakindar.
Who knew it was a Keserato AWP to counter Wonderful? And Alexibius just had a mare in this game. He was 4-3. So 8 deaths without a kill. And it all comes crumbling down here for NAVI off the back of a unlikely round win with saved guns and a deagle from Makazi. FURIA bite right back. And NAVI is going to be an ugly investment. You can get a glass orb, but two players will be a little worse for wear without drops. And so yeah, again, a perfect time for a timeout because
really
the game is on the line.
Yeah, and it's just incredibly awkward concessions to have to be making at this point in the game.
I mean, it's just going to be LXDB, right? Surely. He's had such a rough game. He's going to drop his gun. He's going to play SMG, pistol, whatever it takes, and everyone else will be armed. It's just going to be lacking the depth of the buy, the util, the kits, everything else. And so with CT side, with limited util, what is Blake going to cook up for NAVI? You might struggle to long out a round.
Kendall with a great spawn if he wants to be involved in any type of a mid-fight, and here's the full rollout of util to complement this. Been a nightmare to deal with, and that's a punishing miss. Could have been your chance at the 5v4. Wonderful, delivered it last round, but comes up short here.
Yakinda goes, hey, screw it. They have an AWP in middle. They can have it.
Oh, it's the perfect warning shot for Yakinda. He's so glad that's what it is, because now he rethinks the entire game plan. Going to link back up with the rest of FURIA as they look for this A hit. Wonderful in the right place. He's got Molodoy to beat. Can't manage it. Molodoy swinging into the angle. Takes his AWP counterpart down a peg. And now they set their sights on this play. Coming through with a vengeance. Another from Molodoy. Nearly 20 kills deep on the map. You said it earlier, Alexi hasn't had a kill in quite some time. Captain out towards the spawn. Just has an AWP, locking him into this corner. The moment he tries to make a move, Molodoy is there, marking him from the ramp.
Yeah, I think he's just going to try and steal this AWP and survive at the end of the round. He would love a smoke for the bomb, but FURIA aren't playing funny games. They sit on top of it, assuring the round. Flash to chase Alexi deep. Good flash as well. Serato covers and no pickup, no save of that AWP. Wonderful has been getting gapped by Molodoy in this map. And now we have head-to-head to boot. 12-7. FURIA keep their focus, force save after save from NAVI. But can they save themselves? 5 rounds needed in a row.
I just think this is a super galvanizing win for FURIA if they're able to close it here and now. The idea that this map wasn't particularly close, it's one that you were in your head a little bit about heading into this event, and the results here haven't exactly strengthened that resolve in any capacity. You've gotten close, but this is you finally breaking through. It's just a nice bit of poetry that it happens to be revenge versus the team that started this streak of losses at the major.
Oh, yeah, Yakinda ran out of Kevlar, broke in that round, so it's an easy bit of spray for Makazi as Yakinda's aim goes everywhere. It might still be game for FURIA. 3 kills.
Yuri
Alexi
here,
alone.
keeping them twitchy, you know, just spamming the smokes, making some noise, and it is drawing rotates. NAVI, you know, it's a privilege to be stubborn, and they don't have that right now. They don't have the money, they don't have the scoreline. They bit down really hard on what really wasn't much of a fake out of Yuri. It's left him out of position. Alexi doesn't want to go and fight forward now and throw it all into jeopardy, but it feels like the only option they've got. Battling his way into the site, he's done big damage on Serato. Molodoy up in the apartments, providing cover on the AWP. And this one is done. Mirage falls into FURIA's lap, dominating NAVI on their home turf. And with Inferno up next, FURIA's pick in the series with all facets of their game on fire today. You are now extremely worried for NAVI and their timeline in Kraków.
The Mirage loss streak ended for FURIA, and the first
battle for Banana. a mainstay and a necessity, as JL says, coming in to Furia's pick. Because he's got his work cut out for him on that T side. But that's a little bit later.
Aggression at Banana, and straight away this key area of the map falls into Furia's favor. Nade onto Alexi, flashes to make life hard for him. And Alexi, even though he gives them a run for their money, it's a numbers game at the end of the day. And with 5 players facing him, 2 might not be enough from the captain.
He's made it interesting. He's made it worth going for here for NAVI. But at the end of the day, 2v3, if Fallen covers his smoke, it should not be possible. Right through. Wonderful helps out as well. The Julies bite back. Bit 1v1. Yuri with the bomb. Bit moves in. Yuri Jiggle gets a spot, but he's going to get run down by these dual Berettas, and Yuri survives. Furia with that pistol round. And a very cheeky call. You'll notice NAVI had no idea. They had a nade stack deep. Furia didn't throw any util. They walked all the way up to top Banana. NAVI were not ready for that kind of pace. Thought they'd at least announce it with some utility.
Terrorists win.
Solid start on this force buy. Never put a stop to this Banana aggression once and for all, maybe, as Furia decide against leaning into this part of the map once they've lost Yakindar. NAVI now feel a bit more freedom. They're going to rotate Alexi away. Crossfire out here in middle will be tricky to get past. Furia go back to probing Banana a little bit later. Awkward for Fallen as he's iced out in Boiler. Fury might be able to escape here. Doesn't do too much good. It all comes down at getting past Mikazi. Serato lands a dink. There's a lot of low players here. Only 25 seconds left. Thinks he's got more room than maybe he does, but Ema doesn't elect to punish. They call his bluff on that plant, and now Serato with a chance to reposition. There's a lot of low players, and now this is very doable for Serato. Back in the site, it takes Bit to put him down. Narrow margins. Stopping Brazil's start on his way to an ace clutch ain't easy. And it takes Bit to wrestle him down.
5 health between the two. Serato walks into the pre-fire. Bit just spraying the corner. Knew how close that was. Knew how winnable that was after the first couple clinical shots. But NAVI pick up a force. Nice try, not meant to be. Furia broken back to pistols.
Well, they've given Yakindar a gun. He's going to try and give them an entry. Had to spawn if you wanted to go about Banana. So he'll play with it. Molly in at the top of the car gives you a bit more security. Nade does great damage as well. And that might have them think twice about rotating Alexi away. Faking the downtime for Yuri. He's just smoked off long, trying to toy with these players over in mid and hoping to make the A site feel claustrophobic. Liking the moves that Navi are taking over here on A, even though that util came out designed to pressure them back into the site and play their crossfires. They just went and re-cleared middle. Still, they've rotated a fourth player over. Second smoke and a force buy feels... There's no way FURIA will put this much resources into just a fake. That's exactly what they've done. Yuri is selling this hard right now, and Alexi, or Makazi rather, out of position. Alexi is the only player in B.
Yeah, Makazi sneaking away. It's a bit too quiet. It's a bit too slow right now. So FURIA still have the element of surprise for a few more seconds. 25 on the clock. Alexi buying time. He sees that uncrouch, but he can't get the kill. They're scaling in. Alexi with his first frag, still wasting their time and their lives. There's no smoke at coffins. Wonderful spammed out another. Makazi will deny a plant if there's ever an attempt, and there shan't be. Molodoy goes for the kill. It leaves him lacking. It leaves him alone. And there's the round for Wonderful, stolen right back. Smoke spam goes a long way, and hesitation for FURIA costs them.
That's a really positive looking round in terms of, NAVI being out of position, relying on individuals, relying on Alexi. You credited him for buying time, allowing Makazi to get there and play the hero. If this one starts off with a tit-for-tat force by war to open, that can run the risk of ruining your CT side before it even begins. So you've dealt with the first of many challenges here on Inferno.
It's never going to let up though, is it? Kinder on a T side, Fallen on Inferno. This is going to be a difficult game to keep up for NAVI. But in the same sense that FURIA have come off the back of a lost streak on Mirage and just played their best yet. I'd imagine NAVI have paid particular attention to this map. And knowing they have improvements. Much needed ones. FURIA just going to come through. Simple.
I think another thing well worth mentioning is for an organization is near and dear to our hearts in Counter-Strike as NAVI, right, who have been around as long as they have. They've competed in a lot of these IEM Winter Championships, and oftentimes when you think NAVI, you're thinking playoff runs or maybe at worst near misses. This would be an incredibly early exit by their standard.
Yeah, of the 11 they've played so far, they've made playoffs in 9 of them. Only missing out in 2024 and 2014. FURIA again feigning this A attack, but it is a B execute, the object of their desires. Makazi alone at this bomb site. Alexi's considering this is again too good to be true as the re-aggro comes through apartments. NAVI even confirm their suspicions. There's a third rotation. FURIA again, maybe a little bit too slow. Might have to get these entries in hard as they charge this site.
Really not afraid to milk the clock on this one of FURIA, but a flash play out of Alexi held the promise of the whole round in the palm of his hand. Promise to be a little too much. And even though NAVI arrived for this retake, are they in any shape to do it? Molly forces a swing out of Queserato. If he gets away, you can kiss goodbye to the idea of retaking this site. They flash through, but not liking what they see without that kill to tempt them. They never give it a go.
Oh,
They might get almost all the kills, but the round firmly belongs to FURIA.
it's certainly hard to leave that site, and you feel like you really have to with a bomb radius. So it's good damage for NAVI, something that they can capitalize upon in another gun round. FURIA get that a little bit closer.
Might have won the round, but at what cost? Because with only one guy getting out of it, the buy from FURIA here looks pretty rough around the edges.
Yeah. Can barely tell who won it.
So for NAVI, all is not lost. Wonder if right now they're not liking how much it feels like they're flying blind in some of these CT rounds. The idea there, you're able to just get slow burn exec'd on by FURIA out through Banana. Maybe you look to try and fight for a little bit more map control early here. And with the 3-man B start, wonderful. AWP with the spawn. Might just be the man for the job. Also a more active stance over towards middle, so that seems to be the change. Flick and a miss out of that wonderful AWP, and Yakindar just continues holding that W key. Aggression out towards Banana, finds this 4v4. They at least stop the spillover. Round isn't going to be lost yet. FURIA are not without their chances.
Try and go a bit earlier, a bit pacier, but NAVI have numbers there. And high damage done from the grenades is a big problem for FURIA. Converting this round now just got a lot more difficult. Molodoi feeling like he has to crack open a kill on this A side.
Certainly seeing NAVI try to have more info, and it's that swing in a mid from Bit that gives Molodoi the opening.
He needed that tremendously. Oh no, too early, Fallen 1G.
Has just 1G right before your very eyes. Surely that doesn't let FURIA down.
I don't know.
He's burned to death in his own Molotov, and now if Ema goes overlooked, he could steal this whole round away. This shot from Molodoi, it's going to fall on a Queserato. We'll have room to get this bomb planted. NAVI can't stop that, but they're grouped up and playing together, closing in quickly on Queserato's position. Flash is good, both players blind. He's bought himself a few more seconds. A moment of reprieve before the big final battle. And Makazi puts him down. Clutch denied. NAVI, hold on.
Oh, that would have been terrifying. All that just to lose to Queserato lining you up. Again, Queserato centimeters from the clutch, but he was so low. A little bit too soon for FURIA. Trying to go through that molly. Fallen mistimes it. Not what you'd expect from a player of his experience. And it does cost you when it comes down to a 1v1 that you lose. That is the impact kill of the round. And so NAVI keep them on the ropes. Bloodied and bruised, sweating, FURIA by again.
Aggressive move for Makazi, and aggression that gets punished. Got to credit the trade work in these rounds though, right? They're not letting FURIA get out with 5v4s, a chance to take the pace out of it. They are making sure to punish on these entries. Wonderful again brings his AWP over here towards B. And it might end up left out of the action here. FURIA setting their sights on the apartments. That long smoke isn't even a great tell, because a lot of the times that FURIA have thrown that in, it's been to fake this side of the map. This is where the forward position on Captain Alexi is very, very valuable. He's got wonderful in the sidecar, and they're at least holding on to this banana control. It will still mean two players are out of position, so this A-hold has to be very solid from IEM and Bit.
It's very dangerous. Why wouldn't you spam this? You've just done double molly. Alexi sits in front of this. He can clear everything out right now. Yakinda doesn't sell the fake, and he might pay it. Alexi spots him. He sends his orb on rotation. They know the hit's coming.
IEM's so blind, but goes uncleared, and that's a grave error. Bit never even had to fight. Just serving as a distraction was more than enough. And now he gets his as well.
Yeah, they beeline for Bit. He put the molly in from Pit, so FURIA had one goal, and it was chasing down the supposed only A player. Little did they know their fake was limp. Can you imagine how much better that would have looked if Yakinda just spammed Alexi on that kill? Wonderful would have had to stay B. They might even start to shuffle off that A side. They've lost full control. They think there's two banana. Great move for Alexi to get into a high-risk, high-reward position. It wins the round off information.
And that...
Oh!
Okay.
Okay.
Fun for Wonderful, but the Fallen Deeg hitting hard, apparently. This is after a quiet start to Inferno. He comes up with a blinder.
Getting that AWP is a whole different challenge. Molodoy is risking his life for it. Because without AWP, there is no life for Molodoy. Good grab for IEM.
Nade's big.
Yeah, quite deep though, so no kill. The rifle will make up for most. Wait.
Hey, Molodoy's so nearly dead. Like, surely they can't do much here. It's a 2-on-3, and even slowing down for this few seconds has allowed IEM to get into position. Flash is good. The trade set up.
It's a lot of
keep that one safe.
A lot of almost rounds here for FURIA. A lot of close, a lot of nice tries, but not a lot to celebrate. A pistol round with a force they lost to, and a one-man surviving B hit. All these clutches have been denied by NAVI.
I mean, you feel like that Blade Timer had to be about taking a bit more initiative, about trying to get the info, because ever since NAVI, you know, ever since he called it, NAVI have just been a lot more proactive. They've been the guys making moves. Hell, even that little fake over towards B and the one they were able to win is all because Alexi plays a very forward position, committed at the car. And so not giving as much respect to FURIA for them to just run their set pieces. That would have been the fast track to disaster for NAVI. They've got a lot of fight left in them in this first half. Again, another aggressive, proactive move in through the apartments. Oh, you heard that?
Yeah.
That was a dink through the wall on the spam.
Oh, 3 here, and he's not killed any of them. Yuri's ready for a fight for sure.
Again, though, another one of these one-for-one openings. NAVI have had answers every single time. They've been able to at least keep the numbers even. And now in this lag time between that opening kill, FURIA, while they're regrouping, NAVI shuffle up the defense.
And it's just been such a B-centric game, so it's a good gamble to make here for NAVI. Are they going to continue to play active and retake this space? This is such a coin toss, but the flash assists massively. FURIA turn a little bit, a little later. Wonderful fall blind. He's committed on the corner, has to jump out, blocked by his teammate. The util burning and blinding everyone on both sides, and FURIA know they have one man stuck inside the site.
Wonderful AWP. Back of the site, and with it all to do, first shot is a swing and a miss, and now they're closing in. Molodoy quickly dealing with him. No AWP heroics. No round for NAVI. It might have moved in incredibly quickly, but should never really be in a position to win this. Smoke in his way, 3 players entrenched in the site. Right now, feels like he's looking to do maximum damage, because the one thing we've said about FURIA is in the rounds they've won, it's been by super thin margins. They have been on the back foot in terms of the money throughout this entire game. And so if Bit's able to drag a couple to the grave with him,
Fallen probably dead, right?
Going to keep FURIA feeling very, very broke throughout this first half.
Fallen's out with the orb. That's something. Bit does not survive, so would have loved an AK. Luckily, Navi don't have to worry about money, and Molodoi neither. Going to be handed that AWP from the captain. So even though Navi have the stack in the right place yet again, it's the re-aggression that is that coin toss landing on FURIA's head. Quids in. And so it's been a great game for NAVI, but do FURIA have the room to break in at the end of the half? Remember we said back on Mirage that despite FURIA's loss streak, well, not despite, but in FURIA's loss streak, it was started by NAVI. Well, the last team that NAVI beat on this map 5 losses ago was FURIA. Funny how that works. I was in a grand final where they went 2-0 up and lost the remaining 3 maps. But let's not think about that.
A lot of nades exchanged out towards Banana. Wonderful ends up burning in those Molotovs, and Makazi, no way he can survive here. Falls to Alexi, and with just waves of FURIA coming through that top Banana smoke, it all comes unraveled.
Brute force. Force, that may be Navi's call here in the follow-up round. They are sent out with just 2 guns.
Going to be quite unexpected to go for any type of a hunt here, so I'm curious if FURIA even attempt it. Noted how they've never really had a chance to build up their own money.
Yeah.
But Yuri was always on the extremities to begin with, and sometimes if you're already there, if you're already, you know, on the reserve, why not do a bit of hunting? Yuri comes knocking. The chance to remove those guns from play will elude him. Regardless, it's a streak of 2 now for FURIA, and Welly with a chance of recovering on the half.
Molodoi threw the other AWP out just to make sure they didn't get anything extra. I think they just heard him call no AWP. But Wonderful does have the money. Or at least someone did. It's handed over.
Oh, aggressive move. Missed shot. Wonderful had an opportunity there. Molodoi even slowed by the nade. Another one of these openings that just passes NAVI by.
Through the smoke, oh my goodness, everyone's blind. Yakinda turns around and still checks. Through the smoke again, Alexi throwing caution to the wind. And maybe the round as well. Bomb has fallen, but it's not a problem for FURIA to pick it back up and put it down. This is a save for NAVI. Another decisive round on this B bomb site. Yakinda popping through a smoke with a perfect flash. So good, it blinded all 3 players. That's enough to get FURIA back on the board and back in this T side, recovering from a slow start to the game. 6-2 lead evaporates.
There's one gun in this save that you don't want to lose more than all the others, and it's this AWP. If it falls out your hands now, you might not get to dom one again in the final rounds of this half.
Yuri, you got a second try here, and I'd say it's worth going for. I think it's a waste
Just get out of there.
to not hunt there. I think FURIA should definitely be hunting harder. Yuri should be going out balcony because they have all the money in the world. So last round of the half, FURIA could have removed guns. NAVI now able to feasibly buy pretty nicely. Even a kill could have made it a lot worse.
you know, even though we've been crediting the NAVI trades, the area they've fallen behind in this game is the openers. Sure, you've always been able to bring it back to a 4v4, but you've never been the guys setting it up 5v4 off the rip of these rounds. Wonderful had some chances in that last one to do so, and so you'd love that AWP to find something here, some way of creating an advantage for NAVI. He's just not in the right place. They play a heavy gamble out towards this B site, leaving that AWP to hold on to mid. So I say he's not in the right place. Retake set up back in towards top banana.
Oh my
Kindar heard them leaving, knows that they've just cleared this, now ahead of the util as well.
Oh,
that's how he goes fishing for the opening. And they heard Alexi, they know he's out of position. And they're wise to his tricks as well. It's been many a smoke push again. Alexi was getting ready for it. Ima had the flash. It never even makes it that far because they've seen it one too many times on these B hits.
Kinder, brutal play right through the smoke. He finds his way into this half.
All your Kindar here at B.
6-2 down. They even this out. There is no winning this round, RV.
Yeah, so much time ticked off this bomb, and so FURIA and the 4-round streak that has saved this T site, the abuse of this B site, constantly a problem, and one that NAVI just couldn't solve. FURIA level out, and any doubts you had get quelled. NAVI getting called into question as they can't stop that streak. Their tournament lifeline is hanging in the balance.
Hello, Mr. Aleximus.
Hello.
It's probably not the interview you expected, but I just really wanted to see you.
It's nice to see you.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Tell me, are you superstitious? Oh, my bad.
Yeah, I wouldn't say so. There might be some minor details, but I try not to be.
Okay, I mean, I wanted to uplift you because the previous time we faced Spirit in Katowice. They won us in groups. No, we won them in groups. And then afterwards, yes, they beat us in the semifinals. But now, they beat us in groups. And the next time we face them, it's most likely going to be the semifinal or the quarters, doesn't matter. I think you're going to beat them. I mean, do you believe in that?
Now that you say so, and you trust it so much, I'll go with that. But you know, like most of all, like superstitious stuff, it's more like I have a lot of necklaces, and usually I wear like a lucky charm or something. And when we won an event, I kind of like try not to wear it anymore. Like that was for the event, something like that.
I see. So that's why you keep changing those necklaces in 2024. I remember because I copied you a lot of that, like not copied, but I took inspiration from some jewelry from you. And then the next time we come, you don't have the jewelry anymore. I'm like, oh, we're not brothers anymore. But regardless, you're facing FURIA now. Probably not the easiest opponent you'd expect in lower bracket, but coming back to the superstitions, we as NAVI really do love a lower bracket run. I mean, would you rather face FURIA now or later down the line?
I'd say now. Why not? Because I think that no matter what, we did a very long boot camp in order to win these strong teams. And what could be better than, you know, getting over this game, winning FURIA and going from there? Like, we need the confidence to build up the tournament and to be confident in the playoffs as well.
All right. Thank you for the interview. My heart's with you, and good luck in the game.
Thank you, bro.
Very long boot camp leading into this with the goal of making a run. But for NAVI, if they do want to survive the night, it's got to start on Inferno. They put up a commendable effort early on this map, only for FURIA to go and undo it all with a relentless onslaught of B hits to tie this game up at 6 apiece. NAVI, they've got to get back to their winning ways. They want to try and start strong here with a strong call in the pistol. Bounty a util between Wonderful and Alexi. Let's see what they've got planned for FURIA.
Yeah, Kinder, such a great read of that T side. But it's going to have to be a team effort now for FURIA if they want to keep up this streak. If they want to keep NAVI's streak. 5 losses in a row on Inferno. Alexi takes the wheel. Long smoke and they change their mind. Something. Who knows what it was? But a mid-round decision to go back to B, and it appears to be the right call. There is only Serato home. He's got the Julies. This is classic. He's going to try and get the long-range one-tap and then swap off to the Julies as the execute comes in. So smokes go down. Serato waits for his one little kill to change the odds.
Leaves it till those flashes go off to start spamming, hoping he can bait them in to come for the hunt.
Ima.
Ooh,
They saw him.
Ooh, they saw him. Ima thought he was coming in with one hell of a backstab, and now when they try to pressure Serato, that's what the dollies were there for, but he never gets to fire them. Kindar fast in through Banana. This one's all chaotic. Leading the charge on this retake like he's back on the T side. He'll make it past the spawn. Now flying forward, Yuri spammed out one. Alexi tucked in, has a crossfire, has support, not alone in this battle. He's got Makazi here with those dual Berettas laying waste to FURIA. And with Molodoy dead back at Banana, pistol round has a bow put on it. NAVI will get through that round and live to tell the tale.
You do just wonder what causes that change. Is it a bit of prep? Is it Ima going, I have apartments, nobody here, there's no setup? It doesn't feel like NAVI had really much information to make that decision. They could have peeked porch perhaps and seen no one and realizing that's a tell. FURIA is stacked. Let's go back to B because Alexi wanted to throw a long smoke. Great decision to not. NAVI go back into the weakened site. They profit. Pistol round comes in. Now, pistols have not been the problem in this series for NAVI. They won both on Mirage and converted. It still wasn't enough. And even when they fell to FURIA's first pistol on Inferno, they won the fours. So, essentially, they've converted all of them. Despite that, it's still them staring elimination in the face. This conversion carries weight, significance for NAVI. Would not be a good time to lose to this ragtag buy.
You know, as well, something else you got to contend with in this second half is Molodoy back on his weapon of choice, right? Bit of a non-factor on the T side, never really much to contend with. CT side can be a whole different feeling. That orb will be coming out. Just a question of when.
FURIA would love it next round, but gonna have to win an unlikely one here. Banana take and back to A and then back to B again. They're just all over the place. Trader positions. Yukinda reblocks B. Bomb now goes mid. NAVI just constantly changing their mind. Bomb is now going B. They just can't keep it straight. 20 seconds through the smoke. Yukinda hears it coming.
And this is going to give up the aim of the game. Now they know where this bomb's trying to end up, and there's still 2 players in the site itself. Yukinda's death isn't the be-all and end-all. There's still a hope here. Serato's 5-7 really drives that one home. Wonderful and Makazi, they had seconds to get those kills, and they'll come through. Narrow margins on this one, but NAVI get it done.
Oh, that was terrifying. Couldn't make up their mind, constantly changing the direction. Fakes on fakes. And even though FURIA get all the info, Yukinda and Spawn, no kills to boast. And that flash setup only good for one. NAVI survive. Converting all 4 pistols in this series so far. The prospect of Dust2 enticing as NAVI go up against full eco.
Molidoy boarded the Eagle, sold it back. I'm glad he did. Let's get that AWP out. Let's get util behind it. FURIA need it. Flash play for FURIA. Flashes down through Banana. And Makazi and co should be able to just comfortably deal with them. There you go. Nice little stat pad round.
Terrorists win.
You know, the easy ones are out the way. And you hear Alexi being very, very vocal.
Yeah, he's called some good rounds in this game. Sure, FURIA had a bit of a comeback, but think of some of the highlights. Good stacks in place for NAVI. Good bait setups on A. Alexi playing the aggressive Banana behind the wood wall. Had a good grasp on this second map. Keeping it up into the T side. Molidoy's all patient but potent on the porch. Ollie falls a centimeter too short, but Flash will get him off the angle, not for long. Molidoy lusting for this kill, so is Fallen. Oh, could have jumped that, but blinded Bit finds it.
Well, he's had a bit of a rough map here. Only 3 kills to his name and very, very tunnel visioned on the promise of finding that man advantage. Ends up giving it away. Yakindar's alone out towards Banana, so can't be too risky in the hold here. Plays it just long enough to get the info. Slows the roll up through Banana as well. And FURIA don't move a muscle. Even though Yakindar's heard these footsteps, knows they're coming towards his site, they're reluctant to dismantle this A-hold.
Yeah, I think with seeing him at Coffins, it kind of tells you he's alone right now. I think
Still not budging.
They're going to jump on this. Yakinda has to go through the smoke and multi-kill. Well, this round is chalked, and he doesn't know. They've walked in. They are all the way through the site. The bomb is going to come through. This round's already over. FURIA just haven't realized. Penny drops, steps made, but they're in deep, and Makazi takes a headshot on that fade.
Bomb has been planted.
Read it and weep. Not even the save is a certainty here for FURIA. And so Molidoy brings his AWP, but he doesn't even get to fire it.
That's around you leave feeling very, very happy about. You know, you trusted your gut on that. You trusted that
They're going to
solo hold, and now this massive opportunity to remove all the guns in a round that FURIA never even attempted.
Terrorists win.
Oh, it's really ugly. Trying to get out through the apartments, and so nothing comes of that hunt.
Thought they were going to jump in with that high flash and risk everything to take those guns away. Even one kill carries so much weight in a round like that, because FURIA save 3, they can drop 2, they can have a healthy buy. Oh, that was, you couldn't even see him. Kinder just scammed off his B site as NAVI sneak in. And a well-called T-side, a game where Alexi has stepped up as an individual as well. Remember, back on Mirage, went almost 10 rounds without a kill. Bomb site was getting abused. Well, now he's second of his team. Second in the server.
Triple B stack afforded, and that's also with an aggressive Molidoy out towards middle. Spotting for that early info. chance at the opening fight. Nades rain in, but Alexi plays to evade and gets ahead of that util from the FURIA squad. Think down range, and Yakindar will find the wounded captain out on Banana. Fallen holding on. Containing this, but for how much longer? Flash will force him back. Will he get away? Wonderful goes no further. Uncertain as to whether it is just that one remaining player over here at B.
Not for long.
Attention now turns to Bit in the apartments. Rest of NAVI moving around to join him. And in this exact same moment, Yuri has gone away from his position at the A site. Molodoi is in big danger right now. He's got no idea. Might just get executed from the apartments. Mid-play comes out first. Yuri trying to cover, spots the Absolurk. FURIA might know what's happening, but they've lost their grasp over middle, and they're losing their grasp on the round.
It's NAVI calling a great game right now. This is a back-to-back round, so they've walked into the site with just one player. FURIA take big risks, big gambles. Yakinda alone on B, Molodoi alone on A. And both times, NAVI find that key entry to clean it up. 11-6, and a streak looks to be broken. FURIA have not got a grasp on this CT side. Can barely blame him with all the resources NAVI threw at B in that round. The FURIA panicked on the rotation, and yes, they trust in Molodoi, but guy doesn't have eyes in the back of his head. And doesn't hit his shot either. He had one chance. Kaz has been given a lot of help in Banana in this T side, and it's all worked out for NAVI.
No, I'm holding short, but I'll help you. There, you need to take.
So it's the end of the road of FURIA's Inferno.
Great nades. Bit more of an aggressive setup this time over towards the apartments. You would love to try and find Bit working his way around the exterior of the map. This time he's even got backup. Emer in tow. Feels like NAVI maybe expect a bit of a challenge on this Apps man. And again, another gamble brewing for FURIA after taking that contact in the apartments. Yakinda, oh, he's just going to go get util. Never mind. Oh. Flash is fallen back in. All right, you will be here. Still, NAVI, they've been leaving their options open, man, in these mid-rounds. Never overcommitting, never getting too bogged down or attached to one idea. Bomb still in a state of flux, waiting out towards middle, so if Molodoi is able to repel this hit, they can change their mind, and that's what they're going to have to do. Makazi has to play like the wrecking ball here and reopen this round. Teammates now join him, and Alexi elects to go through first. Line up, Makazi with the reply. Wonderful, can't find anything, and Yakindar stops the B hit in its tracks.
Yeah, great round, at least from FURIA, finally coming through on the CT side. Molodoi is looking a bit shaky at the moment, able to hit his one. And Yakinda feels like he just has to end it there, full committed. Felt like there was a clutch brewing if he didn't finish that kill onto Wonderful.
Nice!
First round in some time here for FURIA. Good grenades to start it off. Makazi bullied and easily fed to the wolves. Yakinda behind the wall.
Well, you've at least stopped the bleeding, right? That's how you got to think about it. 5-round streak for NAVI, brought to a close. He's still a long way away from being truly comfortable.
Really wanted to steal those kills in Banana, but NAVI relentless, coming right back. Oh. It's a risky position. Kinder never wants to quit on this spam, but they're going to walk it away. Still got a bit of util to block this site.
Feels like FURIA almost want to sell this idea that there's a B stack, right? And fighting for Banana for so long, trying to hold this space. You've seen a number of 3B starts, and they're hoping that that's the read NAVI have as well. End up playing into the stack on the A site, but that doesn't look to be the port of call for NAVI. They just want to follow through.
Yeah, NAVI have read it super well by just walking back in, not expelling util to announce their presence, but FURIA realize there's 30 seconds. If they're here, they've got to go.
Well, here's the push. Yakinda playing it forward, catches that first man in. Full control on the spray while blind. And he gets his follow-up, so little time, and Yakinda just continues to whittle them down. No road left to run in this round. Time decides it. Gap continues to close.
I feel like Yakinda's got a bandolier. He's got more ammo than I've ever seen, just spamming full mags through smokes, and still more for later. FURIA squeeze every second of that value out of the car position that they possibly could. They go back to B with a single smoke. That's all they have to block. And it is the perfect bit of utility to put down at sub 30 seconds to keep NAVI out of this game.
Other thing that's actually like deceptively tricky now about this scoreline, even though you feel like you're really close to winning this map, if you're NAVI, FURIA across the last 4 rounds of play, they won 2 of them, keeping 3 players alive in the first, 4 in the second, making money off of that. But even in the 2 rounds they lost prior, there were those 3-man saves that went unpunished. They now have a lot of money building up on this CT side. So you're not going to get that one golden round that goes on to win you the game. This is a grind for NAVI all of a sudden. It's 2 rifle rounds. And well, that's all they've been able to find success in on this T side thus far.
Deceptively close indeed. As FURIA find their second wind, Molodoy. Ooh. Okay, great grenades. 2 players on 40. They know what FURIA are up to, that's for sure. And FURIA lucky that no one's there to challenge them, but at the same time, smoke spam goes nowhere. Molodoy has been very patient on this CT side, probably feeling like he wants to get involved, not had the chance to. Taking a similar line. He tags Ema. But he's not really had that chance to perform on this CT side. He's had 1 round where they really walk into him. Feels like NAVI might finally check out what this A site has in store. So eyes on Molodoy and heads up.
And Fallen's been accounting that eventually one of these A plays is going to come in for quite some time. They've been playing AAA off the rip in the last few rounds, and well, Wonderful doesn't miss that one. It sinks a shot right in to Molodoy.
Tagged Yuri in that collab.
It does make it pretty wild, and now he's softened up down here in the pit. Yakinda rotating over Alexi. I think he heard the step there, and now he sees the flash lobbed in. Tees up Keserato on short, but he can't accomplish a thing, even with the flashbang to try and help him. Yakinda, good for 1 on the long side, and Yuri down here in the pit, not known about, goes unchecked. Yakinda's even played through the smoke. This is all getting chaotic. That miss sails on past. Wonderful might make up for it. They've got to stop Fallen. 1v1, and Wonderful can end it right now, but unable to get the gun on in time. The professor teaches them a couple of tricks there with that 1v3.
1v3 in seconds. His team just get melted. Perfect flashbangs, and Fallen appears out of nowhere. What is it with this guy and this site and another clutch against NAVI? The clock doesn't do it this time. It's Fallen right on time with the round win. This comeback keeps going. 11-6. And NAVI are broke.
And he's now feeling very, very confident. Maybe a little too confident.
It's eager.
You know, up until that point, it was a 5-kill game from Fallen. Aggression down there through mid is handed over an M4. And Makazi is using it to big effect.
Oh,
It's made it out through the apartments. Oh, God.
They've thrown it away. They were given a free round. Eco, pistols, Furia run at them.
Now you got to play through. And that's exactly what Bit wants. Gets activated. Him and Makaze double kills apiece.
What a waste.
And after the 1v3 from Fallen, he tries to come in with a ballsy call to really drive home that they lost their big chance to win the map, only to give them another.
NAVI just don't care in this round. They feel like they have nothing to lose in running at Furia. And so when Fallen gives them a kill down mid, they know they have chaos. Through the smoke, in middle, through apartments. NAVI go everywhere. They take every gap.
And it's a bit of a signature move for Fallen. It's a bit of a signature move for Furia. When they win that round that's supposed to win them the game, that's supposed to make it so, where they're making the comeback happen, they'll try and throw you a super aggressive one just to get in your head a bit, just to flex. And it's let them down here.
That's, yeah, to see Fallen do it as well. It's, you know, he's confident for a reason, but that is just a crazy move to play up against the Eco, and I mean, no one else makes up for it.
This is where the earlier mention of the money could try and bail Furia out of this spot, right? The idea that you're not going to get a freebie, even with the previous one coming down to a Fallen clutch, they will still get a strong buy on the board to remain competitive, but they're now relying on a 3-round streak. That's the best they managed to do on this entire CT side. It's just 3 rounds. They've got to replicate that now, starting with this slightly weaker buy.
Molodoi is just cooked in this game. I mean, he's had like 1 orb kill all CT side. Had some tags, some misses, and a lot of waiting around as NAVI focus on B. Makaze jumping. Yakinda not punished. Makaze won't overdo it. He waits for the util to supplement this play.
They're the 2 big heavy hitters of either squad. Yakinda versus Makaze has been one hell of a fight to watch over here at Banana. And you can't help but feel like whoever wins that head-to-head puts their team on track to win the round. For NAVI, that would mean sealing the deal on Inferno, breaking this loss streak, and extending play all the way on a Dust2, maybe even saving their tournament lifeline.
Yeah, Makaze has been dead first a lot, though, despite his great numbers. It's often just been traded by NAVI that has won them the rounds. He's taken the space, though. Fearless aggression. And they've burned out a lot of util here, have NAVI. This was all by design. Furia still read it right. Moving a second over towards B, or A rather. Molodoi again, he just can't afford to miss. They need him. 28 on the clock.
Stack might be here, but it gets so much easier if that connected for Molodoi. It doesn't, and now they're out in middle, running amok, running up the long side, backstab in. Molodoi makes up for it the second time, but nothing else from Molodoi. Yuri holding on. Gotta dig deep now as this next fight decides it all. That plant just goes down in time. Yakinda versus Bit for the map. And Yakinda's missed his opportunity. Give Bit a chance on the headshot angle, and you're gonna live to regret it. NAVI stay alive in Kraków.
What a game, what a comeback for Furia. Felt like that was meant to be, all thrown away from an aggressive mid-take. NAVI punish. Great calls for Alexi across this second map. They break their loss streak, 5 in a row. NAVI are back, and Dust decide. But disappointment.
Big talking point here for me is Molodoi started the series off with an absolute blinder. Looked like he was just going to drag Furia over the finish line, kicking and screaming with that opening performance on Mirage. He was a non-factor on Inferno, a harder map for the AWP. But here on Dust2, this is his chance to retake control over this game.
It's all anyone will remember, the end of the series, whether you can eliminate your opponent or whether you go out with a whimper. Bit refuses. Pushes right through that Molotov with a perfect flash and finds a 5v3.
Yakinda trying to make some moves. To say that NAVI have preempted this is an understatement. They've got 5 players ready to swing, and Bit one shy of the ace, more than delivers in this pistol round.
Well, he's been the pistol hero for NAVI at this event, right? He's already had a pistol ace. Why not add to it? But 4 will have to do. Loves those dual Berettas. Just what NAVI need at the right time on CT side Dust2.
Counter-terrorists win.
Fallen scout. See you, Kindar. Trying to get more out of the squad, trying to emphasize that it's about playing together, listening to Fallen.
It's great that Yakinda's saying that as well, right? Knowing how he's such a consistent second caller in this. Wait a second, jump shot. Can he follow?
Oh my
Yes, he
God!
can. Molodoy. 3 Deagle headshots. This round is on.
Is he ready for Mikazi? This was the guy that fully took control over Dust2, over Inferno rather. Well, Molodoy's making an early case for himself here on Dust. 3 kills on this Deagle. But the job is far from over.
Both walked away. They both walked back in.
Jump spot to spot him. And now they start to give chase. Bit moves in and stops Molodoy's heroics in their tracks. How's the Yuri Deeg smoking his way, so it might never matter. If he tries to come through this, he's surely a dead man. With Bit and Mikazi just focused forward and no one moving a muscle, even a re-smoke in. The only option for Yuri is to play it forward right in to Navi's hands.
Ooh, sigh of relief there for Wonderful. Impeccable shots that matter not from Molodoy. Couldn't even get the plant off of it. Molly on the site. Proved too much. These were sickening shots. Team just too far away to capitalize on it.
Great to see Bit not playing scared either in that situation there, right? That's a Molodoy with hot hands, 3 kills deep on an eco round. Still just chases him down.
He does have a nasty Desert Eagle on him. And that's a temptation enough for FURIA. Try and pounce on this T side, go straight to the B site.
Rotates could just get locked out of the picture altogether here with the CT smoke falling in.
It must be panicking somewhat here. He's got multiple smokes. But it's a gamble that won't waver.
And even if you wanted to change this setup, you are hard committed to it now. The only way out is through, essentially, for these 4 guys on A, whether that's scrapping through mid-smokes or pushing the long doors. These are the options they've got. And Alexi's going to go with the latter, catching Fallen as he moves back in at the top of middle. And now Alexi ends up behind enemy lines. That leads them to just forge forwards and into this solo B hold. Bit at the top of the board. Not able to get out with anything. We said these rotates through mid would prove tricky at best. And with K Serato here to shore up the defense, it was meant to be a safe round. 2 kills in an instant out of Mikazi. Maybe change the tune of this. Molodoy with a reply. Smoke's in the way and he holds on. Gets the spot on Wonderful to boot. Does Wonderful want to attempt this? You know you've done damage. You know you've bought them low. But a tall task to 1v2 at this B site at the best of times right now. Smoking his way, locks off access. Wonderful plays in. Yuri's got the cover. And so no heroics from NAVI on that B site retake. FURIA shut it down.
Wow, just sickening from K Serato in middle. He gets Molly flash boxed into a corner, their eyes on him, and he's still able to waste all that time and take one with him. Big defensive kills from Molodoy as Alexi comes through the smoke. Molodoy needed that instant headshot. Both players very low.
Instant long. Good spawns for it. They'll play right through, and even though NAVI had players here not worth hanging around, once that corner smokes in, once they've lost the control, it is an all-in at long for FURIA. They don't have anyone anywhere else on the map, so their only real option here is to see this one through to the very end.
Wonderful scout should be the only thing that can stop this play, though. No flashes on this side of the map to come through the smoke or turn FURIA's fate. Spot for Wonderful. But they're getting closer. There's not even a smoke down yet. It finally comes in a little later, but there's the bomb seen on the back crossing in. They're making it towards the site. Very little NAVI can do right now. Hope for chaos.
There's an opener for Wonderful. 5-7 Amima even rattles off for another. These smokes are causing you big problems. Try to contain. Molodoy's going to pump in a fresh mag, and they just keep on chasing him on these pistols. Yuri 1-on-3, a round that FURIA were meant to have in the bag. Now rests on the shoulders of just one man. And look at the setup he's got to play into. As soon as that scout takes the contact, everyone comes swinging. That is a absolute closure of the long control. And NAVI, you said they needed some chaos. Well, they cause it by dropping all those smokes in the site, blowing open the one in CT. They had every fight they wanted.
5-7's just too good. You don't get a second chance. You don't get a second to think. Pops a couple of quick headshots. And suddenly FURIA don't have the ammo for the amount of NAVI players. So frustrating start to the game here for FURIA, who even walking into an empty B or a one-man B site, barely get out with the round, but now have nothing to show for their T side. Not an AK in sight.
No, I mean, essentially you've kind of lost out on controlling the early game if you don't win this 4-spy round now. That one's so important just to get you off to a good start. You lose this one, you end up going 5-1 down before Guns next make an appearance. You're already lagging behind in a big way. So that last one was pivotal. This one, even more important. If there ever was a time to do more with less, it's now.
Wonderful has tag with a scout. One more shot will go a long way. Missed though. And burning out. Rifles have to come bail in. Wonderful gets 2 with the USP before all is said and done, but the 4-spy already kicking up a fuss. Bomb making it in. Undeniable. Nade's not enough. Yakinda follows. And just like that, FURIA do hold on to the early game. So you'd like to think it's getting messy, but Yakinda finishes through the smoke. And so 5-7s to Tech 9s, the pistols do it right back.
That one feels rough, man. I mean, Wonderful's got the worst weapon for the hold and is the only guy with any type of output. That feels like a huge swing and a miss for NAVI. And Wonderful wanting to leave a bit of a mark on this series come map 3. Dons the hero AWP.
Why not? Bit of chaotic game right now.
So often sitting back and trying to set up the rifles on this team. Well, this round is all about Wonderful.
It's ugly on the rifle. Yakinda ahead. Yes, indeed. And no support. Second player backed up off of long. Scout caught in the open. Oh,
Weren't
brother.
expecting that.
It's hard.
All right, you've learned where the AWP is. You've learned where the majority of players are for NAVI. But now that smoke comes down in front of you and you don't want to go running into bits 5-7. Surely it's the option they go for. And he gets out with a big chunk of damage. A man down in this post plant, and the bomb hasn't even made it over yet. Takes that smoke falling in the door before Fallen can do it, and that's wasted even more time for FURIA, allowing NAVI to get that much closer.
Oh, AWP tunnels might be constricting here for NAVI. Yuri's expecting it. He's not going to peek out from the window. Time getting wasted by NAVI walking. If that realization comes in, FURIA can fight for middle, but it's a passive Makazi holding on. IEM has to be the hero.
Orb has the scope in, and that actually gets Yuri on the tunnels. They know now that 2 players coming in from that direction won't matter. Clean finish out of NAVI. This is just a bare-knuckle fight right now. No one's coming into these rounds with a hell of a lot to work with. Both squads having to do more with less. And so, yeah, it's a little bit chaotic. It's a little bit messy into the night here. NAVI with that reply, and still in with this massive opportunity of just dominating the early game of Dust2.
Yeah, we're still there. Street boxing. Both teams fighting for survival at the bottom of the bracket.
After a bit of discussion, FURIA realized they have to keep the pressure on. They have to believe that they can win this round all over again.
5 rounds traded. NAVI with every pistol in the series. But the conversion on this one is still up for debate. Ooh, already beaten. Keserato up catwalk ahead of that nade. The second one falls too deep, so they don't reveal anyone on short. Alexi's committed. Dead after 1.
Yeah, good punish for Yakindar. You can't let him hang out there. You can't let him get a multi-kill in that position. IEM trapped between the short and the long exec. That split comes through. And you've got to think about this save, surely.
You think?
Oh, Makazi runs it forward, but now smoke in the way. It's not that good. He's got an angle still to peek round. Don't go thinking he's smoked on Cat, because you just might give him a way in. Yakindar with the check.
Molodoi jump peeking from the corner, and Yakindar just punishes. They combo together there perfectly. Communication, no hassle.
Back and forth continues, man. This is wild.
That was Galil's and Tech9's again.
The first half is nearly done. And no one's struck together multiple rounds yet. I know NAVI won the pistol. They won that second one. But past that point, it has just been blow for blow. And right when you think someone's knocked out, they get back up and keep on punching.
There's another round. Now this one should be impossible, right?
They've said that about all of them.
But this one's really bad. 1 M4, 1 Scout, 1 MP9.
Yeah, that is the downside of going for that previous round, right? Trying to win in the 2-on-3.
Yeah, CTs have so much more reason to save. Especially on a map like Dust2, but man, we've already seen these 5-7s wreak havoc, Harry. Over in the B side, over on ramp. Count nothing out at this point. 2 5-7s at B, IEM Joker. And Bit with the M4. So it's a bit of a gamble here for NAVI to a degree. And so it feels like the perfect round to FURIA to just walk right in.
Yeah, if they head in through the catwalk, you are out of this round. It's the one contingency NAVI don't really have much of a plan for. Like, yeah, Wonderful can come back and try and land some pot shots on the scout. But that's leaving a 1v5 as the defining characteristic of the round. Wonderful here, all alone. Alexi not really in a position to help him, and so your best bet now is that someone gets overzealous, someone goes for a clear they shouldn't. And NAVI will just concede. FURIA with 2 in a row win out these protracted force by wars that take place at the start of Dust.
But I don't know, Harry, if they keep enough guns alive, we keep going. Ooh, close, but one shot with a scout. So yes, FURIA break the tension, if only briefly.
Terrorists win.
Almost curious if they, you know, I don't think you can. It's too late in the game.
What?
So you could try and throw a scout on a wonderful. Try and keep
Screw the
going.
economy at this point.
We're so late in. It's round 9.
Doesn't make sense.
You're not going to get to play your first rifle round till round 10 of the game. You know, first proper rifle v rifle round.
They had a rifle round. It was just broken by Tech-9s. And Galil's.
Aggression into the tunnels. It's a nice idea in theory. Yuri's here to complicate matters.
Just move after move being made in this game. There's never been a moment of poise and patience. Everyone's always taking something back. And so Na'Vi with full tunnels control. FURIA, they know, or at least they're about to. Nice trade for Bit. Can he get out?
They're going to try and close in on him, but he's anticipating this and looking to get ahead of this move out of Na'Vi. Ooh! Actually, Bit hangs around and bags himself another important pickup here for Molodoy, but Fallen's been challenged by this USP out through middle. You shouldn't be nervous, but you are! Ema playing it forward and onto the orb now. Oh, he lands it! It's only Fallen left, and it's down to this clutch.
Knows.
No one feels safe. And nothing feels sacred in this 1v1. Bit last seen out towards the B tunnels, but a lot of time has elapsed since then. Fallen's also working against the clock.
Oh, he saw it.
Catches him on the pixel gap. Doesn't play for a bomb site. Doesn't play for the plant. Instead goes looking for this kill. Oh no! What's that? Hold the knife! Bits 3K keeps the Force by Wars going.
You know, I was just going to say it's a perfect experience play for Fallen, making Bit walk across mid and using that info against him. But he couldn't find him, hiding in spawn. Bit looks over his shoulder and Fallen tries to escape from the fight. It comes to him. 3K from Bit on that tunnels push trade and a missed opportunity for FURIA. Dare I say, everybody gets guns now.
Yes. Here we are, the first rifle round. Round 10 at Dust2. And this one is of massive importance because whoever wins this rifle round, in theory, goes on and win out the half.
No. They go against pistols and they lose the pistols.
Okay, I know.
You want to lose this round at this point.
It has been a truly wild turn of events here to open up the final map in this elimination series.
It's late in the night, you know, Fallen with a bit of a fumble. It's okay. We forgive him. 10 p.m. But got to keep your head in. Okay. Unreasonable.
A lot of aggression for Serato, just gunning it straight through mid with the AWP covering.
He has a lot of nades on long. He knows he has a bit of a timing gap and he's taken it.
Yuri could even catch this reaction through the tunnels. They've just seen that util come out, and that's going to stop the push. Serato gets his. Wonderful. Chance of the equalizer, but it will just elude him.
See ya. And Molodoy has to hand over his orb. Great flash. It was the second one that he couldn't dodge. Comes a second later, turning back into blind. Molodoy's rifle finds 2. And the save comes in.
There's a very real chance where that was the only full rifle round we get to see. Because at this point, with the way the game's gone, you get $1,400 on Na'Vi at the end of this one. Wonderful could drop a gun, but everyone else sitting in a truly awkward position where even if you go ahead and play the eco around these saved guns in the next, your buy's going to be lacking when you finally get it. This is one of the weirdest feeling games you're going to have because of where the money's at, because teams are winning on these forces with pistols. And so much of this half can be decided by the back and forth nature of this one all the way through till round 10.
Really nice play for Serato, realizing the gap, taking that man up as Na'Vi think they can climb back up to play catwalk. They don't realize FURIA's silent climb up catwalk is coming in.
Yeah, here they are. They've gone for the force.
Can't
That's what
blame
you're
them.
left with
Oh.
in the final few rounds.
Wouldn't take an eco at this point. Won't catch me on a USP.
There was one full gun round in this half.
Miss for Wonderful. But NAVI want to fight back. A molly on Cat would go a long way right now for FURIA. Fallen, they're going to beat that. He's still throwing it and they run at him. Molodoi sidelined. You kid the double before denied by the AWP. 2 on 3 now. Can NAVI back out?
Well, they'll give up the bomb. Yuri on a jaunt out through the tunnels here. Has to clear left, has to clear bit. The MP9 lands a dink, but can't convert. And so now it's down to the fangs of FURIA, pulling back a 2 on 3 into an even odds battle. Bomb still down on catwalk. No one from NAVI is playing around it. Closest thing they have is Wonderful watching with this AWP. It's the reposition from Alexi. Trying to be big brain about it with a long reposition.
CS
But look
timing?
who's watching. Okay, Serato had eyes on. Whoa, he hit that. And there's Alexi arriving on the wrap round. Yuri now knows he's sandwiched. Stuck between a rock and a hard place. On one side, Wonderful down here in middle. On the other, Alexi. And Alexi's a big old question mark. Yuri at 4 HP. What's he going to do? Dead on the cross. Alexi's got the cover. And NAVI reached 6 first.
Oh, Wonderful. Oh, dude, this is hilarious. So this Wonderful at the end of the round ran into the molly. He died. He
Now they
lost
don't
his
have an
AWP.
AWP.
Now they can't buy him an AWP. Of course, only in this game where no one has any money. They had AWP rifle for the last round of the half. Now they can't get it. He ran into the molly.
And because of that one save earlier on with the 5 alive and the fact that FURIA in the round prior kept 4 alive, they do have enough money to play glass cannon AWP on Molodoi. So
And he's hit the
somehow,
glass.
he's the only guy with an AWP in round 12.
This one doesn't make sense. Call up an economist. Ask the bank for a loan. And the pistol does it again.
What's happening?
P250. Bap, bap.
Pushing through the tunnels. And Yuri, he can really rip this one open right now. Doesn't hang around on a Mikaze. Still, you've got a 4 on 3.
Molodoi legged Mikaze on the cross, by the way. So he's already low. Shocked he even survives. Lexi, come on, guys. Don't go through the smoke. That's too far. Surely.
Well, hang on, he's leaving. He's leaving. They just heard him leave. And range is not the MP9 strong suit. Not anymore.
They could go back around the world. They leave Molodoi in pit with the AWP. Still glass. Gun's getting shuffled. Quick refuel in middle.
50 seconds. FURIA walking back in a mid. They've got Molodoi controlling the long position. And if you try and re-clear this on NAVI, you're in for a bad time. Flash play, and that's exactly what Molodoi wanted. Good tap back for Wonderful.
Yeah.
Mikaze was last spotted out towards the B site. They're rotating and they're doing it loud. FURIA can hear this.
Shifting into the site. This is a 6th round for FURIA, and I don't think NAVI can do anything about it. Fallen has the back covered. Bomb goes down for long. They know both players have crossed. Easy. And so, in one of the most chaotic games of Kraków so far, one of the most cost-effective, the bang for your buck. It's an even half. FURIA waiting for Wonderful.
They know he's here. Steps made. And a 1v3 clutch that shouldn't be happening anytime soon. A lot of wildness in this game, but some rounds are just too far gone. And so it doesn't get closer than this. There's still no clear victor. Both teams brawling as elimination is on the line.
watching out. I don't wanna be strangers in this cosmic life of sinless truth. I swear I saw the light. I pushed the button, flying saucer in outer space. Only love can bring me face to face with. I swear I saw your eyes. I felt it coming. UFO that I could taste. Only love can bring me face to face with you. I swear I saw the sun in your eyes. I know black holes are on the horizon. So I called the doctor, said I need to re-up the gasoline dreams that I drink from my cup. I swear I saw the moon in your eyes. I saw an eclipse through a kaleidoscope. I called the doctor, said I need to re-up the gasoline dreams that I drink from my cup. I'm falling down. The bottom is endless now. Head over heels again. I don't wanna be alien to you. I swear I saw the light. I pushed.
What happens when playing your own game is pushed to its very limits? Both teams here largely dodging each other as they make wild moves in this first half. It truly is one of the most unique halves of CS I think I've seen. No one able to stomach more than 2 rounds in a row, and even then, that's a feat each squad was only able to accomplish once. It's left us neck and neck, heading in to the final half of this elimination series.
A lot of util in play in this pistol. Fallen getting toyed with on long. Bit gets control. Won't overplay it. Molodoy's hiding in the pit. That's exactly what FURIA want. NAVI looking calculated. Late mid-smoke. Removing info from FURIA. And FURIA buying time. A minute on the clock. Still 2 smokes to block. And, oh, would you clear this? Would you dare? Right now, these steps are only a fake. Bit's pulling back.
No way.
Oh, at the moment, FURIA think it's long control. It's anything but.
They really believe they've got NAVI in their pocket. And that couldn't be further from the truth.
Although, if this goes cat, it's not going to go much better. We still have 3 players
and it
on the
is.
site. What the
Yuri,
hell?
just don't die. If Yuri dies, maybe the round changes. That's the big danger right now, and so he won't overextend.
Puffing up his chest, pushing them into the stack.
Gonna send them forward. Right in to this A-bomb site. Fallen, second time's the charm on the long angle. And then K-Serato and Yakinda do the rest. Get him whirring, get him going. Pistol round right here and right for the taking. It's a big hat-trick for K-Serato.
So many layers to these rounds here. NAVI getting convoluted in this pistol. And they storm right into a stack. FURIA well prepared for it. Lots of util on FURIA to cause problems. Blocking them, nading them. K-Serato annihilating. Question is, as FURIA win a pistol, finally, will they convert it? The same buy comes out. Scout Deeg. And the same result.
God. This can't happen again. Like, NAVI didn't even put a crazy amount of money into this round. Long walk, that's fine. Fallen will contain it. Hoping that after the mid pick, a bit of a gap would be created
Oh, bounced weird. Go on, Navi, get strange.
Fallen's just following through the aggression. I think a part of you expects once he's got the man advantage back under control, once he's drawn it back into a 4v4, he doesn't do this. Fallen's not exactly been lights out. Hell, his aggressive move on Inferno basically threw the map away, but he still gets aggressive. And NAVI put in a box here as they are sandwiched in middle.
No way to recover this. They're giving him nothing. I think he got the spot there. Keserato not worth dying for. And so Makaze is shot from death, puts FURIA on a converted pistol. Much the same as NAVI did initially. It was a broken third round buy that got them in the game. Fallen triple. And a lot of work to do here now for NAVI. Oh my god. Molodoi.
Well, you know, they say he's an aggressive AWPer, and this is why.
Are you ready for this?
AWP in top mid on the line. You know, they say always watch yourself on the mid cross here. With the Molodoi AWP active on Dust2, that's not the part of mid they're talking about. Flash play for Yakindar, but it fell a little short. Still, he's going to dine on these players in lower.
Hard to lose this. Oopsie daisy.
Just a little sound cue, and they're quick to close in on this. Going to try and chase Fallen, who makes it down into the pit. Now, Keserato's only a little bit away, but the smokes will make life hard for him to save his captain.
Okay. First step.
You just have no util, no nothing. All you have is long. And to even get through long, once this smoke fades, you've got to get past Molodoi. I don't think this one's going anywhere for NAVI.
Do they? Would have to be back around the world right now to find the weaker of the two. Straight out through mid. Yuri backs up. Allowing Yakinda to focus B. Yakinda's very low. And they're going to walk tunnels. Still not sure whether they're going for this. 15 seconds, you'd have to start running pretty soon.
I mean, that'll be the tell.
It looks like... I mean, you can't win, so no.
Just the save. Okay. FURIA. 3 in a row now. That's the biggest streak we've had on Dust2. One thing that is right to cause you some concern, though, is how clean these rounds have been. That's their third one consecutively with 4 players alive. And so while money was the big talking point of these back and forth rounds to open up,
different game.
It is now a completely different game. You're bang on. Even that save, while it gives you options, it can cause you problems in the long run. You've got 2 players with next to $0 to their name, pistols on the rest, and a T side still to play.
Nice molly. But Wonderful still beats it. Best spawn gets him out. Behind the blue bin. Heavy lower, Molodoi getting involved again. Almost costs him. But nades stack down below. Keeps NAVI honest. Oh, Fallen repeaks. Wonderful was out. And okay, gonna have to grab freebies here. They will. That missed smoke in middle does no favors to NAVI. Molodoi looking to repeak. Feeling feisty. Second flash is the charm. It's Yakinda to trade out. Orb saved. And round denied. FURIA know they are right there with 4 rounds in a row on this half. Ready to close it out. 1 gun round makes all the difference. Can NAVI find it?
Counter-terrorists win.
Yeah, I mean, you are in danger of getting clean swept in the second half. And that is not how you want to exit Kraków. That is not how you want this series to come unraveled. This is Blade's penultimate chance to be involved. He's got one timeout left after this. He knows how important the coming round is. He knows that if they are to turn this one around, it better start now. Wonderful AWP in play. He'll have Molodoi to go up against. Neither AWP are properly dominating this map yet. After that first half, I can't say I blame them. Boost for Wonderful. Just to watch that push in the lower. Boost for Molodoi as well. Taking this one out of the Astralis playbook.
Seen a lot of teams do that at this event. Green top blocks the flash. It's wide, so you can not block it with the hinge smoke. But it's also high risk, and they're ready for that. They've seen it before. Flash or not, they find that headshot jumping around the corner, the both of them. God, that nade, what it could have been down deep, but Ema and Makazi both survive. Molodoi hard countered. It's a big block. They want this B site as well.
No one in it right now. No one's home. Keserato's instead getting aggressive on these smokes in middle. He's got Yuri here alongside him.
Here's that smoke drop.
Oh, they're walking right into each other. Alexi, will he realize this? They are literally back to back, and Alexi can't move. He's stuck. He's stuck. Keserato's boxing him in. And I think that's how he's figuring this out. They know that Keserato's right there. Still in comes Yakinda, and now it's the B-site play for NAVI. Yuri first on the scene. First to do damage, but no kill found yet. It's scrappy, it's messy, and then Molly slows the push. Oh, I gotta go. Yuri forced forward, gets a 1v1, and now he's secured the foothold. Missed shot for Yakinda. You'd like to think it shouldn't matter. FURIA, it's a numbers game, and they've got more here. The streak continues for FURIA as they find their fifth in their sprint to the finish.
This is just the most confusing game I've ever seen. Shocking rounds, FURIA. Happy there, capitalizing on the chaos, on the mistakes of both squads, despite some awkward clutches, some horrible economic moments. I can't believe Keserato doesn't realize Alexi's shooting over his shoulder as he's crouching, blocking him in. Alexi's boxed. No door smoke, no sight for NAVI. 11-6. It just feels like it's getting away from NAVI right now. A team that has been a shoo-in to the Winter Championship. So many Katowices, so many playoffs. And right now, new city, new problems, new low. FURIA 2 rounds away from eliminating them.
Gonna leave it all to the B-pop, but a strong setup here, strong crossfire, Fallen. Handy work over the first couple of players that get in. Here's the reinforcements, Keserato, you look in the feed, you know it's a stack. And that might be the tee up for FURIA, the chance to end this one on one hell of a streak after the wildest first half of Dust2 you may have ever seen. No one able to streak rounds together. Well, FURIA throw that sentiment right out the window. They could close this with a flawless CT half.
6 in a row right now, looking for a 7th. NAVI getting desperate. Throwing themselves at the B-bomb site through a smoke. Have they just run out of will? Is there a way? It's been a picture-perfect CT side, despite the madness. And FURIA feels like an impossible position to fumble. 12-6, all the money you could hope for. Navi's mental broken. Final pause used.
As they call that timeout, they see in their periphery a crowd gathering around FURIA, everyone anticipating that this one is over. almost preying on your downfall. This is where it all comes undone. Serato keeps things even out here in middle. And this might be it. NAVI, 4-on-4, slow down in mid, knowing that every peak they take could be their last. Organizations such as this, been around fielding top rosters as long as they have. The standards are high, the expectations are high, and so often they're met. Have to go all the way back to 2014 to find an exit this early from this tournament. And with Yuri scoped up on mid, support there in the former Serato. Brother by his side. They leave it all on EMA. And there should be no recovering this. Element is surprised for the first. But I think it's dawning on them now, if it wasn't already, that this one is out of their hands. 20 seconds, all that remain. And he can try and do everything, but some rounds are impossible. NAVI are done in Kraków. FURIA makes sure of it with a flawless CT half. 7 in a row seals your fate.
Yeah, 2 maps where teams break their loss streaks, all culminating in a chaotic Dust2, but FURIA fight harder, last longer, survive this